Hi, my name is Dan Koval. This is my wife Debbie. Together we went through an ordeal caused by me in March. I've been not following the Lord for about 30 years at least, but this definitely changed my thoughts about everything. He has protected me many times and I didn't even realize it, but this time it's so obvious that he had control over everything. My wife will be talking about this because much of it I don't remember myself.
I've been praying for my family for over 30 years. Dan's addiction was so bad that it ruined his business, it was destroying our marriage, his relationship with his children, his grandchildren, and it was destroying his health. The doctors told him that if he didn't stop drinking, he was going to die. I had watched the Lord provide and protect for my family through everything we went through, and I knew He was able to heal and deliver Dan. And as I grew in my walk with the Lord, I learned it was His will to bring this healing. I just didn't understand why it was taking so long. And I tried everything in my power to help God, and nothing worked. So around this time last year, I got to the point where I couldn't watch Dan destroy himself or his family anymore. And I knew that if Dan didn't change, I was going to have to make a change. In March of 2012, Pastor Chris introduced us to a book called The Circle Maker. He challenged us to draw circles around areas of our lives that needed a breakthrough. He challenged us to pray, fast, and to think big. So I decided to do that, and my daughter Tara and my son Joshua did it with me as well. And on the last day of the fast, Dan wasn't feeling well. He was swollen with water. He couldn't lie down or breathe right. So he admitted himself into the hospital. And 2 days into the hospital, into this treatment, something went wrong. His breathing stopped, and then his heart stopped for 12 minutes.
All right, my heart did stop for 12 minutes. I was perfectly aware of that, but I wasn't aware of going into the hospital, any of the treatments whatsoever. But during that 12 minutes, I could hear everybody around me and talking about that was it, I was gone. And I'm thinking to myself during that 12 minutes that, no, I'm not ready. And it seemed to me like somebody was saying, yes, you are. And I'm saying, no, I'm not. And believe it or not, I was as surprised as anybody else that I came out of it.
Dan was in a coma in the ICU for a month, and his prognosis wasn't very good. They gave us very little hope that he would survive, never mind come out of the coma. And I've been praying for Dan's healing and deliverance, but I knew the damage that he'd done to himself. So I was prepared to accept whatever happened. But because of the timing, the praying and the fasting, I was concerned how Tara and Josh were going to accept it if something happened to Dan. So I prayed that my children would not lose their faith and that they would see God move in a mighty way. Remarkably, Dan did survive, and I believe it was because of our prayers and the prayers of everyone that surrounded us. Over the next 6 months, we watched as God slowly restored Dan right before our eyes. Every day we would see some type of progress. At this point, we still didn't know how far he would come and how much care he would need, and now the finances were becoming an issue. They would evaluate Dan every week, and they told us that if they didn't see progress, that then insurance would stop paying and it would become my responsibility to provide for his care, which I knew I couldn't afford. So long story short, God worked it out where by the time we left rehab, I didn't have to pay anything. And the people in rehab said that they had never seen that happen before. The biggest miracle through all of this wasn't God bringing Dan back from being dead, as amazing as that was. It was seeing the transformation of the inner man. He's a different person. Everything I tried so hard to do the last 30 years, God did in an instant. And one thing that I've learned through this is our God is so much bigger than anything we face. And I believe He wants us to let go of any preconceived ideas, our fears, our doubts, and believe His word and watch what He wants to do through us.